Now, there are more than 1,200 new diagnoses. 966 of the more than 12,000 current patients are in the hospital. And in the last 10 days, the total number of cases has nearly doubled. So now the city is taking new drastic steps to help slow the spread. Erica Zucco joining us right now with the new mandated health checks. Erica, good morning.
Yes, Sarah, they have some new measures in place. They're going to be requiring businesses to do temperature checks and to ask customers about potential coronavirus symptoms before they're able to enter. This is in addition to the requirement that they post a sign requiring customers to wear masks. Now, this is going to take effect this coming Thursday at noon. It's one of the measures that the judge and the mayor say that they were able to take in line with the governor's state orders. They can't do a complete stay home order at this point in time because the governor has not rolled back the restrictions on that, but this is something that they say they were able to do within those bounds. Now, also in that order, it mentions that gatherings of more than 10 people, including family gatherings, are not allowed. They're really trying to cut back on people congregating, especially as we head into the 4th of July weekend, because they say we saw some major spikes as a result of people gathering along Memorial Day weekends and near Mother's Day. Now, one quick thing to mention, yes, businesses are going to need to check for your temperature, and a fever can be one potential sign of coronavirus. But just because you don't have a high temperature doesn't mean you don't have it. It's just one thing that they should look into. We're live in San Antonio. Erica Zucco, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.